But doesn't it doesn't it change your, and I'm not trying to change your mind or anything like that, but doesn't it move it a little bit to where you was just like, I'm 100% confident Crawford's going to win, or I'm 75% confident Crawford's going to win. Doesn't it move you to, "Ah, I'm like 65% sure that Crawford's going to win," because you just said that how sparring is the most important thing in camp, and I think everybody knows that, and we all know that you think that Jaron is the most talented fighter you ever seen in the gym. So wouldn't that make you say, I'm 75% sure before? He got him with a few for a few weeks. I'm like 60% sure now. Still taking Crawford, but I'm
Saying it, I'm saying it how I'm saying it because I'm not doing it in percentages. I'm saying that it raised my awareness that Canelo really wanted to fight, but it also there's there's always more than one outcome when something is done, and fucking with Boots could also make him leave something in the gym. It
mm,
can. It could also mess up his confidence a little bit.
mm,
So it could go both ways. So it didn't really change my percentages. It changed my perspective on how bad he wanted to fight. I don't know how good, and hear me out, I don't know what the effect of the sparring is going to be because it could sharpen him up or Boost could take his confidence.
mm.
You understand what I'm saying? It could go two ways. He could leave a little piece of himself in the gym, or he could start getting countered with shit that he wasn't getting countered with before, or it could make him sharper. He could go up to the next level. It could go both ways. You know what I mean? I saw Triple G in the gym when he was getting ready for Canelo. And I kind of knew he was going, even though I thought he won the first fight, I knew he was going to struggle because he had too much heat in the gym.
Mm.
He had killers in the gym. He was boxing five dudes, uh, 4 minute rounds up in Big Bear. Uh, I'm sorry, four or five dudes, three 4 minute rounds a piece. Everybody was world class, including Julian Williams and Karan Davis. They was in his camp. Two other guys was in there. They was killers too. This was in 2016, 2017. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, that might be too much work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It got to the point where it was hard work for him because I'm not saying any of them could have beat him in a real fight, but they was just going 3 rounds all out. Then you get to put a new fresh body in, so they got the advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And over time, I was calling him on the phone. I flew out to Big Bear to watch the work. Triple G looked good, but I'm like, that's a lot of work, bro.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work that you're getting, even for a great fighter. So it could go both ways, is what I'm telling you. I didn't change my percentages. I think it's going to be a tough fight. I think it's going to be a hard fight. Canelo is very explosive. He's very strong. He's very slick. I think he's actually more naturally defensive than Crawford as far as like being able to take something off the punches and things like that. Canelo, what Canelo don't have is better feet and legs than Crawford. So his defense don't look as good because Crawford got good feet where he can move in and out and move around. But just reflexes and taking the steam off of punches, Canelo might be better than Crawford defensively. Um, he's used to fighting at the weight, and he's a great, great fighter. And he's been in with better competition than Crawford. Let's just be honest. So I don't think this is going to be an easy fight. I just think Crawford is special. And I think that he has a special gear that he could go to and a special place that he could go to despite another guy may having some advantages of weight, better competition, stronger, better puncher. I think he got that special thing about him where he could just go an extra little place where he could just overcome that on that night. You know, and very few fighters got it. And I might be giving him credit for something that he don't have. You know what I mean? But my instincts tell me that Crawford got it. It tells me that he got something special. You know, because like I said, I got a kid that sparred both of them, and he'll tell me like, Crawford got better conditioning, and he got little things that he do, but Canelo hit a little harder, and Canelo is harder to hit with your best shot. You know what I mean? But Crawford is special, and my observations, because I don't put nobody eyes over my own. I think Crawford could pull it out, but by no means I don't. I think this is an easy fight. Canelo is a great, great, great fighter, and it wouldn't shock me at all if he won. But I think Bud is special. We're gonna see on the 13th, and if I'm wrong, I'll just stand on it. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be he gonna have to have a great, great, great night to pull this off. But I think late in the fight, his conditioning will kick in. Even though he's carrying the weight, we got to see how he carried the weight. I know that that's a hell of a variable and factor how he can overcome putting on this weight. Um, but I think he can do it. Hopefully, his team they put the weight on right. It don't slow him down, and he can, he can have the same conditioning he had at 147 pounds. It's a big if, though. It's a big if. It's a monumental task, and I know it. So I don't want anybody to think like I think Crawford is going to just absolutely wash Canelo. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe nobody in history could wash Canelo for exception of maybe Roy Jones at 168. Other than that, he going to be with everybody. But I do think that Crawford could pull this fight out late. I think that Canelo is on the other side of his prime. You know, he hasn't scored a stoppage in 4 years, and I think that he's not letting guys go the distance. I know people say that he's carrying guys. I don't believe that. I believe that we in the business of making money, and if you can score a spectacular knockout, then you will. I don't believe you just letting a grown man punch you in the face for the hell of it. I don't believe that he's carried guys for 4 straight years. I don't believe that. Nobody can convince me of that. But I do believe that fighters get up a little bit more for other fights, and you take certain fights a little bit more serious. And he's taking this fight super serious. So that's where I'm at with it. I could see that with the money that he's made and the things he's done in life, he might not be up for every camp. You might train, but it's a difference than being up and feeling threatened. And Canelo don't want to lose to a little guy. You know what I mean? He don't want to lose to a little guy. Let's just be honest. He lose to a little guy, it'll damage his legacy. He This is his chance of getting the Floyd fight back. You know what I mean? Crawford is this era's Floyd. And if he can win that fight, it's like, okay. So this is a big fight for Canelo. And and the motivation, I seen his motivation by hiring Boots. And I'm gonna leave it at that. But it didn't change my percentages and things like that. It just made me say, damn, he really want this.